Did you know that the number one reason older men lose their intimacy, energy, and confidence doesn't begin in the bedroom? It begins deep inside a swollen, irritated gland that most men never see and almost never talk about. I'm talking about your prostate. And what I'm about to share may surprise you, because there's one category of natural foods that has been quietly healing men's prostates for centuries. Yet, most doctors never mention them. Even more shocking, one of these fruits, when eaten correctly, can begin to reduce inflammation and restore comfort in as little as 18 hours. I'm Dr. Elena, a urologist and men's health expert with over 30 years of experience helping men over 60 reclaim their health naturally. I've worked with patients from every walk of life, from high-level executives to retired veterans, and I've seen firsthand how the right foods can change everything. No pills, no surgeries, just nature used wisely. Now, you may think you've heard it all, but what if the solution to your nighttime urination, weak flow, or intimacy struggles wasn't a supplement, but something already in your kitchen? What if 5 simple fruits held the key to shrinking your prostate, improving blood flow, and making you feel like yourself again? In this video, I'll walk you through 5 specific fruits backed by science that can reduce swelling, restore function, and support real male vitality after 60. And wait until you hear which fruit ranks number 1, because chances are you've eaten it your whole life without knowing what it can really do. Before we continue, if you haven't subscribed yet, I invite you to do so now. And don't forget to tap the notification bell. That way, you'll never miss another doctor-backed tip designed specifically for men like you. And if this video resonates with you, just type yes in the comments. If it doesn't, type no so I can keep improving. So, let's begin this healing journey with the very first fruit, a small green powerhouse that's often overlooked, yet incredibly effective at calming inflammation deep inside the prostate. 1. Kiwi, the anti-inflammatory vitamin balm for your prostate. When I first began working with older men struggling with prostate issues, I kept noticing a pattern. The common complaints, frequent urination at night, that nagging pressure in the lower belly, difficulty starting or finishing the stream, they weren't always caused by something dramatic. In many cases, they were being quietly fueled by one thing: chronic inflammation. That low, silent burn inside the prostate that grows with age, lifestyle, and time. And what I found most interesting, some of the best tools to fight that inflammation weren't hidden in prescriptions. They were hiding in plain sight. Take kiwi, for example. Most men I meet think of it as just a tart little fruit you slice into on occasion. But kiwi is far more than that. It's what I call a vitamin bomb. One of the richest natural sources of vitamin C, kiwi delivers an antioxidant punch that goes directly where it's needed, into your bloodstream, into your tissues, and yes, into your prostate. Vitamin C does something remarkable. It tames inflammation at the cellular level. It helps neutralize the oxidative stress that irritates the prostate gland and causes it to swell over time. That swelling is what presses against the urethra and bladder, making you feel like you always have to go, even when you don't. I've had patients in their 70s add 2 kiwis a day to their routine, just 2, and come back weeks later telling me they now sleep through the night. They're urinating less often. They feel lighter, more relaxed. One gentleman told me, "It's the first time in years I don't feel like I'm chained to the bathroom." But kiwi doesn't stop with just vitamin C. It's packed with fiber, which quietly supports digestion and gut health, 2 things that indirectly affect hormonal balance and inflammation throughout the body, including the prostate. And when your gut is healthy, your body becomes more efficient. Hormones stabilize. Inflammation drops. The burden on your prostate starts to lift. The best part? Kiwi is gentle. It doesn't upset the stomach. It works in harmony with your body. No side effects, no harsh responses, just slow, steady healing. You can eat it on its own, blend it into a smoothie, or pair it with breakfast. But however you enjoy it, make it consistent. And while kiwi is quietly powerful, the next fruit we're about to explore may just steal the show. Because even though it's small enough to fit in the palm of your hand, it holds a kind of antioxidant strength that researchers are calling one of nature's best-kept secrets for protecting male vitality. 2. Blueberries, the antioxidant warriors that protect your manhood. I remember a man named Carl who came to see me in his early 60s. He was tired. Tired of the constant urgency, tired of the weak flow, and more than anything, tired of feeling like he was slowly fading as a man. "I just don't feel sharp anymore, Doc," he said. "Not in my body, not in my mind." We sat down, looked at his lifestyle, and I asked him a simple question. "What are you feeding your cells?" It's a question most men don't consider because prostate health isn't just about the prostate. It's about protecting your body at the cellular level. And that's where blueberries step in. I call them the antioxidant warriors, and they've become one of my go-to recommendations for men who want to restore not just function, but vitality. Blueberries may be small, but they are incredibly dense with a group of compounds called anthocyanins, powerful antioxidants that fight oxidative stress, the very process that ages and inflames your prostate from the inside out. Every time you eat a handful, you're helping to shield your prostate cells from damage. You're slowing the invisible wear and tear that builds up with age, poor circulation, and chronic inflammation. Carl started adding a small bowl of blueberries to his breakfast every morning. Within 2 weeks, he noticed something subtle but meaningful. He wasn't waking up as much at night. His mind felt clearer, and most importantly, he started to feel present again, with his wife, with his body, with himself. He later told me, "I never thought fruit could change the way I feel as a man." That's what most people miss. Blueberries don't just help your prostate, they help your brain, your blood vessels, and your testosterone. They support better circulation throughout your entire lower body. And that improved circulation means more oxygen, more nutrients, and better performance both in the bathroom and in the bedroom. There's also a psychological shift that comes from feeding your body what it truly needs. When you choose foods like blueberries, you're sending your body a message: "I haven't given up. I still care. I still want to feel alive." And that mindset in itself begins to change everything. Blueberries are simple. They're delicious. You can toss them into oatmeal, mix them with yogurt, or eat them straight out of the container. What matters most is consistency. Make them a daily habit. Over time, they begin to rebuild what age and stress have quietly eroded. But if blueberries are the quiet protectors, the next fruit is the bold warrior. It's ancient, rich in symbolism and science. And when it comes to revitalizing male hormones and cellular repair, it offers something almost no other fruit can. 3. Pomegranate, the ancient fruit that revitalizes prostate cells. There's something deeply symbolic about the pomegranate. Maybe it's the way it's structured, tough on the outside, but once opened, it reveals hundreds of glistening ruby red seeds. It reminds me of the men I work with every day. Stoic, strong, but underneath that exterior, there's often quiet suffering, pressure, discomfort, and a deep longing to feel vital again. And when it comes to restoring the prostate at a cellular level, I often tell my patients, this is the fruit you've been missing. Pomegranate isn't trendy, it's timeless. For centuries, it's been used in ancient medicine to restore male strength. And now, modern science is catching up. It contains a compound called ellagic acid, along with a class of plant nutrients called polyphenols, that work directly to protect and repair prostate tissue. These compounds don't just sit in your bloodstream. They target inflammation, oxidative damage, and even hormonal imbalances that silently sabotage your energy and function as you age. One of my patients, Greg, a retired carpenter in his 70s, came to me after struggling with persistent prostate swelling and low testosterone. He had tried medications, but they left him feeling foggy and flat. I suggested something simpler: half a glass of pure pomegranate juice every morning. "Juice?" he asked, raising an eyebrow. "Just juice?" I nodded. "Just give it 7 days." By the end of week 2, he said something I'll never forget. "I didn't just feel better down there. I felt like myself again." That's the power of pomegranate. It reaches deep into the tissues of your prostate and begins to calm the chaos. Less swelling, less pressure on your bladder, fewer nighttime trips to the bathroom, and for many men, improved desire and stamina they hadn't felt in years. Beyond the prostate, pomegranate supports circulation, immunity, and hormone regulation, 3 pillars of strong male health. And while the seeds can be a bit messy to eat, the juice makes it easy. Just make sure it's pure, unsweetened, and taken consistently. The beauty of pomegranate is that it brings both strength and softness. It helps you feel stable in your body again and connected to the part of yourself you may have thought was gone for good. But as impressive as it is, the next fruit offers something even more surprising. It's sweet, it's hydrating, and within every juicy bite lies a secret compound that quietly protects your prostate and boosts circulation in a way few foods can. 4. Watermelon, nature's secret source of lycopene. Every summer growing up, my grandfather would sit on the porch with a thick slice of watermelon in his hands, juice running down his forearms, laughing like a boy again. Back then, I just thought it was a sweet, refreshing treat. But now, after decades as a doctor working with aging men, I see it differently. That simple fruit, taken for granted by so many, is actually one of nature's most powerful allies for the aging prostate. Watermelon doesn't scream medicine. It doesn't come in a bottle or a box, but inside that juicy red flesh is something remarkable: lycopene, the same compound found in tomatoes. Lycopene is a potent antioxidant that directly targets inflammation in the prostate, and watermelon delivers it in a way that's gentle, hydrating, and easy for the body to absorb. I had a patient named Robert, a soft-spoken man in his late 60s, who came to me frustrated by constant pressure in his lower abdomen and weak, inconsistent urine flow. He didn't want to start medications. Not yet. I suggested he try something simple for 2 weeks. A large slice of watermelon every afternoon. That's it. When he came back, he looked different, relaxed, more energetic. He smiled and said, "I didn't expect much, but I feel lighter, less weighed down, and I'm sleeping through the night." Watermelon does more than cool you off. It hydrates your body deeply, flushes your kidneys, and clears out toxins that often contribute to inflammation and irritation in the urinary tract. With its high water content, it supports smoother urination and eases that frustrating stop-start sensation so many men experience. But the real magic lies in how it subtly boosts circulation, not just in your pelvis, but in your entire vascular system. And better circulation means better oxygen delivery, better hormonal flow, and yes, better erections. I've seen men regain sensitivity, performance, and confidence, not through pills or invasive procedures, but through patient, natural nourishment. That's what watermelon represents. It's gentle, but effective. Familiar, but underestimated. So the next time you cut into a slice, know that you're not just feeding your taste buds. You're restoring something deeper inside, something essential. Now, if watermelon opens the door to healing, the next fruit, our number one, blows it wide open. Because while most men see it as nothing more than an everyday kitchen staple, it actually holds the highest known source of prostate-protecting lycopene. 5. Tomato, the number one fruit to shrink your prostate fast. It still amazes me how something so ordinary, something sitting quietly on your kitchen counter, can hold such extraordinary healing power. The tomato isn't flashy, doesn't cost much, and yet when it comes to shrinking the prostate and restoring a man's vitality, it stands head and shoulders above the rest. I've spent years reviewing studies, talking with patients, and seeing real outcomes, and time after time, tomatoes come out on top. Why? Because they contain the highest concentration of lycopene, a nutrient that doesn't just reduce inflammation, it actively protects the cells of your prostate from long-term damage and overgrowth. But here's the secret that most men don't know. The power of the tomato is unlocked when it's cooked. Lycopene becomes up to 4 times more absorbable when the tomato is heated, turning something as simple as a bowl of tomato soup or a spoonful of tomato paste into a therapeutic food. Add a little olive oil and you've created one of nature's most powerful healing combinations for the male body. I remember one of my oldest patients, Marvin, an 82-year-old retired farmer. He didn't want to rely on more medications, and he was fed up with constantly waking to urinate. So we kept it simple. He started having a warm cup of tomato soup every morning, just like his mother used to make. 2 weeks later, he walked into my office with a grin and said, "Doc, I feel like something turned back on." That's the thing about tomatoes. They're not just food. They're fuel for your hormones, your circulation, and your manhood. Over time, they help reduce swelling in the prostate, improve urine flow, and even increase the strength and frequency of morning erections. Not because they're magic, but because they give your body the raw tools it needs to restore itself. Tomatoes are also rich in vitamin C, K, and potassium, all of which support blood pressure, immune strength, and tissue repair. But it's the lycopene that makes the biggest impact. That's why I encourage every man over 60 to build a habit around it. Whether it's marinara on vegetables, tomato juice with a pinch of salt, or even a spoon of concentrated tomato paste, consistency is where the transformation happens. And now that you know the power of this humble fruit, the real question is, what happens when you combine it with the others? When kiwi, blueberries, pomegranate, watermelon, and tomato all work together, what kind of change can your body experience? Conclusion. If you've made it this far, I want you to take a breath and know something important. Your body hasn't given up on you, not even close. Every ache, every late-night trip to the bathroom, every moment of doubt you've had about your strength or your manhood, those are just signals. Signals that your body is asking for support, not surrender. What we've covered today isn't theory. It's real, natural, proven support that your prostate has likely been needing for years. Kiwi brings powerful vitamin C and fiber to fight inflammation. Blueberries deliver antioxidants that protect your prostate and sharpen your mind. Pomegranate nourishes your cells and helps regulate your hormones. Watermelon hydrates and delivers a unique form of lycopene that eases urinary strain. And the tomato, humble, familiar, and deeply underestimated, is the #1 fruit for reducing swelling and restoring circulation from the inside out. None of these are hard to find, none require a prescription, and yet, when used consistently, they can create a ripple effect that changes how you feel, how you sleep, how you move, and how you show up in the most personal moments of your life. I've walked this path with hundreds of men, some younger, some well into their 80s, and I can tell you, healing doesn't always start with a pill. Sometimes it starts with a piece of fruit, a better breakfast, and a decision to believe that you're still worth taking care of. So now the choice is yours. You've heard the science, you've heard the stories, and if even one of these fruits speaks to you, start there. Your next chapter might just begin with your next bite. If this video spoke to you, I invite you to like, share it with a friend, and leave a comment below. I read every word, and your story might help someone else begin their healing too. Remove these words.